Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. And this is a beautiful evening for the Democratic Labour Party. I really want to join in welcoming you to Christchurch this evening for this rally. And I want to congratulate my colleague, the Minister of Education, Ronald Jones, for organizing this rally. Ronald, take a bow. I really thought Verla would have lived up to her reputation and at least spent about 45 minutes on the podium to give me time to put together a few words. But Verla has given me an Obama presentation, a 20-minute presentation, and here I am at the podium so early. Thank you, Verla, for a very invigorating start to this rally. Of course, I can't help but hear Harry. I don't know why Harry don't keep his home business home. And if he has something to say to his dear wife, he should say it at home, instead of coming up here and talking about Broad Street and Swan Street and Roebuck Street and all the other streets. But Harry's all right. Harry, I think, is a wonderful member of the Democratic Labour Party who has done wonders in the short time he has shared this podium with us. And of course, his work as a senator and his work as parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Education cannot be second-guessed. I like tourism. I like tourism because it is the mainstay of a lot of activity in my Christchurch South constituency. And I tell you, and I want to share with Barbados this evening, that the advent of sandals at Dover in Christchurch has meant a difference in terms of the tourism offering in Barbados. It has taken us to a new level, and I agree with you, Verla. Barbados is on the resurgent path in respect to tourism. And thank you very much to the team at the Ministry of Tourism, headed, of course, by my good friend Richard Seeley and his comrade Irene Sandiford Garner, and the entire cabinet of Barbados who endorse these activities. I have an important announcement to make to the Democratic Labour Party, and I'm glad I can make it to the Democratic Labour Party first and foremost. On the evening of the 20th of November, 2015, we shall journey to the Glebe in St. John and open the St. John Polyclinic. The 20th of November, yes, good people. And I've already sat with Mrs. Mara Thompson, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, and the entire cabinet, and we are going through the detailed plans of that opening. That is a victory for the Democratic Labour Party. So those in the Barbados Labour Party can continue to cry shame because they did not want to see this project finish. Well, it is done, and thank you, Jesus, for your help. In the name of the people of Barbados, in the name of the people of St. John, and come and join us. Even if you do not get an invitation as Minister of Health, I am inviting the entire nation to St. John on November the 20th at 4 p.m. when we declare open the St. John Polyclinic in the name of our great leader, now departed, David John Howard Thompson. And we had a very touching ceremony on Friday evening when we paid tribute and we declared open that memorial wall, and I was extremely touched at the contribution of our Right Honorable Prime Minister and those who spoke. And indeed, as we reflected on the contribution of so many, not all the names are on that wall. and there is space for many, many more. I want us as a party to continue to work to honor those people who continue to work with us to build Barbados, because we know what we are working for. We are a party who has been associated with policies that ensure the upliftment of the people of Barbados. They're not personal policies to any enlargement of a personality or a group of persons, but it's to make sure that all of Barbados benefits from the policies of the Democratic Labour Party. That is why we can boast in our manifesto of 2013, and we can continue to say to the nation that the Democratic Labour Party today is about a society which is socially balanced. It is about a society which is economically viable. It is about a society which is environmentally sound. And it is about a society which is marked by good and honest governance. They cannot say that on the other side. And no matter what kind of witch hunt they engage in, they cannot find anything to smear this Democratic Labour Party with. The smears are on the other side. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly rather, the smears are coming from themselves, from within. So when they talk about sorting things out in Barbados or sorting things out in the Democratic Labour Party, let the courts hear the judgment that is in court laid by George Payne against Edmund Hinkson about the character of Mia Motley. That is what they have to, that's the first case. That is the first case that has to be tried. The judgment laid by George Payne against Edmund Hinkson about Mia Motley. And that is why Owen Arthur sits alone at the very end of the benches on the western side of Parliament in quasi-support of the Democratic Labour Party government, because he cannot stand that group over there and they're in fighting. Of course, the young person who ran against me on the last 3 occasions has now taken flight, and he has gone down to Christchurch West to create as much confusion as he can and to make the life of a sitting member of the Barbados Labour Party as uncomfortable as he can. But I'm asking Walcott, I nearly said Mr. Walcott. I am asking Walcott to answer the question asked by Bishop Wood. Bishop Wood wrote in the newspapers about 4 or 5 weeks ago and asked Walcott to tell the people of Barbados that he has no interest in running in Christchurch West. And he can't answer that question because he and Mia Motley are behind the entire shenanigans that are occurring in Christchurch West. But we will sit by, as Verla has so well articulated, we are waiting quietly, and we are ready to offer the people of Christchurch West the same quality representation that is boasted in Christchurch East, Christchurch East Central, Christchurch West Central, and Christchurch South. Come on board, Verla. Come on board. And whenever the bell is tolled, whenever the elections are called, we are ready to take Christchurch West along with us on this great journey. The only thing that Walcott and the Thorn have in common is that they take political majorities and turn them around. You understand? You want me to explain that? All right. Walcott walked into a situation in Christchurch South with a majority of about 1,200 votes. That's what. And he has been successful in making sure that today, I, as a member of Parliament for Christchurch South, can boast a majority in the House of Assembly of some 650 votes. Similarly, St. Michael North. And we are graced tonight with the presence of Sir Philip Marlowe Graves. Thank you, sir. And Sir Philip will tell you, he and I, along with many others, have walked the constituency of St. Michael North, not because we had to walk it or we had to work it, but it was such a secure Democratic Labour Party seat that we just made sure the people were reminded that Sir Philip Marlowe Graves was there, ready and willing to represent them. Up come 1994. One Thorn. And he has been able to turn around a 1,500, 2,000 majority in a situation now where we have to fight a rearguard battle against a nincompoop like Topping. And we used to beat Topping. So Philip, we used to beat Topping going and coming. We used to beat Topping going and coming without looking back. And now he has left a situation in St. Michael North and come to try to confuse the people in Christchurch. So, well, on my way here, I stopped by some fellas. They were having a baby shower. No, it's not my baby shower. I had a... My son and his wife graced us with a granddaughter only 2 weeks ago. And we are extremely happy about it. And I know you join me in our celebration in the Boyce family. But these fellas were waiting for a shower. So they asked me, where are you going? I said, well, you know, I have to go and do some work up at Dighton Griffith. He said, well, skip a whole of Guinness before you go. I said, but I can't drink and drive, though. Yeah, I'm Minister, I'm Foreign Minister of Transport, too. So, I mean, it's lock up both ways. So, there you are. So, the fellas tell me, look, it's very easy, John. All you got is, whenever you go take a sip, you stop the car, take a sip, and rest it down in the seat. So, there you are. I am here. And the bottle is still in the car. I now can tell you whether it's empty or not. The wonderful things about representing your constituency is that you don't start 6 months before an election. You keep going in the constituency. And even if there are areas where you have not immediately visited, you get back there and you do your work. You reinforce your presence in your constituency. You can't get all the votes. Nobody designs a campaign around getting all the votes. You want to get a majority. And you want to, prove to the people in the constituency that you're worthy of representing them. And you can carry the flag for the constituency, even in tough times. Even in tough times. And that's why I've already told the chairman that I have to be excused from this meeting around 7, because at Dover is the final of the John Boyce Paradise Masters football tournament. So obviously I have to go down and make my presence felt and do the presentation. This is the work you're doing. So I don't need no advice from, what's the fellow name? The fellow from St. George. So what's his name? Sutherland or Sutherland. I don't know where he come from, but this young man is an upstart if you ever see one. He come 2.5 years old and tell me there are areas in my constitution that I need to visit. You don't think I know that? Well, I told him Tuesday, I said, well, Sutherland, thanks for the advice, but, you know, I'm glad you're giving me it so early, because if I can't correct anything that is wrong between now and then, I don't deserve to be the MP. But thank you very much, and may God continue to bless him in that regard and help to point the way for the Democratic Labour Party. Yes, so We're going to be opening St. John Polyclinic, and it is going to be a tremendous honor for me to be there at that opening ceremony. And I know it has lifted a burden off Her Honor Mara Thompson's shoulders in respect to the constituents of St. John. It has lifted a burden of responsibility on the shoulders of the Democratic Labour Party, indeed, in terms of our promise to the people of St. John. This is a facility which would have been started way back in the 1990s, early 1990s, had to be stopped because of the economic situation, but a facility which the Barbados Labour Party refused to turn an eye onto. The Barbados Labour Party refused to even look at the glebe in St. John, the polyclinic in St. John, in the 14 years they were in government. So we came back to government in 2008, and on November 20th, as I said, we delivered to the people of St. John the polyclinic in the glebe. And the services being offered at the polyclinic are going to extend beyond that of a healthcare center alone. It's going to include a library service. It's going to include our welfare services. It's going to include offices for the constituency councils. And it is going to include physical training, a physical activity area. And I'm talking to the members of the Ministry of Health with a view to looking at moving some of our dialysis activities that now congest the Queen Elizabeth Hospital into the country area of the glebe in St. John to offer it as an extra treatment area for Barbadians. Because as has been said earlier, healthcare in Barbados has taken a stage where we cannot turn back now. We offer the people of Barbados the best healthcare available. We offer universal health coverage to all, universal health care. The Ministry of Finance gives to the Ministry of Health annually some $440 million with which to run the healthcare services of Barbados. And we intend to make sure that the people of Barbados benefit from this service. And along with that, Barbadians spend some $200 million extra of their own pockets, out of their own pockets, in private health care in Barbados. We are a nation accustomed to the best. We cannot turn back from that reality. We will not turn back from that reality. Healthcare will continue to be a maximum in terms of the offering to the people of Barbados under a Democratic Labour Party, just like education is and social services is. Healthcare must be something that we all can look forward to, no matter our circumstance, no matter our ages. That is why I have largely left the commentary on the healthcare situation to the healthcare professionals. When Frundle Stewart asked me to be Minister of Health, he didn't ask me to be Director of Medical Services, nor he didn't ask me to be CEO of the hospital. He asked me to be the Minister of Health for the country of Barbados. And I make sure and give policy direction to the board of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, to the Ministry of Health itself, and make sure that the regulations which we put in place are sufficient to deliver the health care that we are accustomed to in this country. So I don't have to be in the newspapers every day talking about whether we owe people money or not. Of course we do. But the point is, a good, honest government will work towards repairing that situation. And that is why today, even in dealing with the tragedy of this morning, and me and Dexter and Tony spoke about this at length this morning. That is why today we can boast of the fact that we've significantly reduced what we owe to suppliers in this country for health care. It has not been an easy journey. Barbados is not alone. Listen to the echoes around the world, the economic realities. And every time you think you have trespassed on a solution, something new crops up. Some new arrangement crops up that tells you that you cannot go forward yet. You cannot go forward yet. You still have to write something else about your economic arrangements. And that is why the Cabinet of Barbados deserve our loudest applause and congratulations for their stick-to-itiveness, for their hard work. And I tell you, on Thursdays when we go to work as a cabinet, it is not easy going. It is tough. All of us as ministers, under the direction of Frandl Stewart, have to defend our policies, have to defend our papers, and to ensure they're designed for the benefit of the people in Barbados, and not selfish, and not narrow-minded, and not only constituency guided. There must be broad policies that will engage the people of Barbados and improve our lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go forward. The theme of this evening's presentation is staying the course and defining the future. Staying the course and defining the future. A very important theme. We have to stay the course. It is not over yet. There's a new government in Trinidad and Tobago tonight. And even as they came to government, they have to grapple with the reality of sinking oil prices. A budget in Trinidad and Tobago designed on $100 per barrel oil has now to face the reality of $60, $40, $50 a barrel. And the truth is, when you extrapolate the realities of the oil prices, it even makes renewable energy. It puts challenges in the way of even investments in renewable energy, because the strength of renewable energy and the prices associated with the infrastructure related to renewable energy are associated largely with oil prices in the region of $100 a barrel. So you understand the situation we are dealing with. It is a dynamic reality we are dealing with. A war in the Middle East. Economic war between the United States and China, our partners. Britain tugging away at the European Union. A European Union that changes its rules almost every week. Ask Don Villinis. And these are the realities of the challenges we face. And we need to bind together as a people in the Democratic Labour Party. Understand the program, understand the way that we have to design and define the future of Barbados. We have to design the future of Barbados around our young people too. Or may I say most of all, we need to define the future of Barbados, design the future of Barbados around our young people. And that is why even as we tackle in the Ministry of Health the important reality of non-communicable diseases, we have come to the conclusion that the battle must be fought in our schools first, with our 10-year-olds and our 15-year-olds and our 16-year-olds, our young adults, so that we can inculcate in them practices which will ensure a healthy eating and exercise regime, which will guarantee a healthy future for this nation, Barbados. Stand with us together in this very important battle. And I know Barbados is listening. I am listening. Because I have entered into a regime for myself of exercise and diet. It is important. I want to urge all the members of the Democratic Labour Party to take this exercise on board, this idea on board. Let us eat healthy. Yes, Patrick. Let us exercise. Let us jog. Let us make sure we are fit and ready for any battle we have to fight. We have decided that the health battle that we are going to fight is a 10 to 15, 20-year battle. We're not going to see the results tomorrow. Barbadians are not going to become less obese overnight. It doesn't work like that. As a matter of fact, if they become less obese all of a sudden like that, half of them will probably die. We don't want that either. So we want a gradual attack on the scourge of obesity. We want a gradual attack on the whole idea of non-communicable diseases. We want to build a healthy Barbados, and I know we can do it together. I know we can do it together. And that will be part of our defining the future of this country. And surprisingly enough, we probably would not even guess it. But surprisingly enough, that approach will reduce our import bill significantly too. Because largely what we import is a lot of different foods, different corn kernels of every version, macaroni pie and pasta of every version, rice of every version, meats of every version. And we need to grow more local foods. I hear David Eswick saying all the time, we need to grow more local foods. We need to grow cassava and yam and potatoes and eat them. Don't grow them and look at them. Grow them and eat them. So that we can reduce our food import bill and we can get healthy at the same time. So we are the winner. We are the winner in health, my good people, and you need to stay with it, stay on course with us. And to bring our children along. That is the important message I want to bring this evening. I want you to bring our children along on this healthy exercise. So, ladies and gentlemen, this, I'm sure, is the first of many rallies that will be held to put the position of the Democrat and to assure our members, as if they needed that assurance, that we are here and ready and willing and able to move with you. So don't let the rubbing shoulders or whatever else they do on that side. They don't bother me. They tell me that they're going to paint Oyster Red Friday night or something like that. I hope they entrust the people food. I hope they pay for the people food. You know, because you know a lot of go to place trusting a lot of food a day, and then don't come back and pay. So I trust the God when I go in Oyster tomorrow, the people tell me they got the money and they're all right, because I don't understand this rubbing shoulders and painting the town and all that kind of foolishness red, you know. So that is them. They had a very small meeting today. I saw a couple of ladies going home when I was coming here too, so that is their due. But we're not concentrating on that. As I said, we are concentrating on the message of the Democratic Labour Party in this 2015 year as we work towards an election constitutionally due in 2018. And you know they like to confuse poor Prime Minister about that too, to tell him he's used the whole time. Well, you know if you're supposed to use half the time. They quarreled bad the last time Frandl used the entire period allotted to him under the Constitution of Barbados. He did not break any laws. He made sure of that. And they quarreled from morning till night. And then when they come, we still beat them. So I can't get it, understand? What is the really want Frandl to do? The one you call the election now? And beat them? Well, I don't understand. No, Frandl is a madman. Frandl is steady. That's what I about. Frandl is steady. The Democratic Labour Party is steady. And we are working towards a goal. Our mission is not complete. We have to make sure that we stay this course together, my good people. That we define the future for the people of Barbados, not only in health, but in education and in social services and in welfare. That we so develop the tourism sector that we can find more jobs for our people. Yes, we need to find more jobs between now and 2018, and we will. And my colleagues before me have already spoken about the projects that are coming on board. And I heard the chairman say that they have two of the largest cruise liners coming to Barbados that should be coming or might be coming to Barbados in October. I don't understand where this might be or should be come from. What do you think can stop them two cruise liners coming to Barbados? Is it to hit an iceberg? And there are no icebergs in the Caribbean the last time I looked. So we good. Those two cruise liners, those mega ships, are coming to Barbados in October, November, and they're going to crowd this country, and there will be money to be made for all walks of life and all involved in the tourism sector and all the ancillary services associated with it. So I look forward to being with you again very soon. I want you, as I said, to join me on the evening of Friday the 20th. Whether Tennyson Springer send you an invitation, because he's the permit, say he only, but I inviting you. Okay, you come. I will make sure there are enough chairs for all of you to sit when you come to this opening. We have to send a special message to Barbados. We have to send a special embrace to the people of St. John, and we have to sign a death nail in the coffin of the Barbados Labour Party, who continue to criticize everything good in the world that this party does for this country. And may God continue to bless you, the members, and bless our leader Frundle Stewart, and bless my colleagues in cabinet, and bless you, our dear supporters, in this great battle as we continue to steer the course and we continue to define the future. God bless and good evening.